Yo, what is up? We're
So,
back with a new video. Today we have decided to do a little like MVP prediction so far, how it has gone. I was telling Ali that I'm mainly just making this video because Lucas my second favorite player. And he's been playing insane. It has been impressive even for his standards. So just want to talk about him, want to talk about Giannis and some other players that are more like low key, but still deserve to be talked about.
I don't really like Luka like that, but he's on my fantasy team, so I'm kind of rooting for him this year. So I'm definitely excited to see what to see if he keeps it up.
Nah, yeah. I mean, Lucas played good every single year of his career, but this year he just take it to another level. Like, it's funny because if you see Kenny videos like in the fourth quarter, and you see him like drop 36 points per game, 40 points per game with triple double, that's literally what he's doing right now.
But
He's putting up 2K numbers that like my career numbers. It's insane. And it's funny because I do a lot of bets on price picks, and I be seeing him be at like 34 points, and I feel confident of putting over because he always gets it. He's just going insane. And the Mavericks, they have a solid record. And it's crazy because they couldn't even have a better record. They have lost on a lot of like last second. Like Lucas missed like 3 game winners. You know what? They've been tough shots. That's one of the only flaws that he sometimes, like relies too much on that step back. But that's one of the only few things bad that I could say about him. There's a lot to say about Luka, honestly, because some people think that you can win with him. Like that the way he plays is not gonna lead to a lot of championships or maybe a championship
I
at
don't
all.
know why though. I don't
I
know why. I think
disagree. I
play style to
disagree.
LeBron. Yeah, I disagree too. I think he has a similar play style to LeBron. He's a guy that can pass the ball. He's a guy that can rebound. He can do everything on the floor. So I don't really know why you couldn't win with him. And he's a guy that every year he improves his shooting. He came in as his shooting. It's kind of similar to LeBron. His shooting wasn't that good, but every year his shooting gets better and better. His numbers get better and better. It's incredible. I think you can definitely win with this man. He's probably gonna go down as one of the greatest players of all time.
100%. Luke is one of those players that you always knew he was a good shooter. You just have to figure it out. Like his shot
Exactly.
looks nice, and he had the form, he had the step back. So, and he's only gonna get better and better. And you got to think about the fact that last year he made it to a conference finals. He beat the Suns, and then against the Warriors, he only won one game. But let's be honest, like nobody really gave the Warriors that much of a contest last year, anyways. Like the Celtics only won 2 games. So, bro, you put some better players in there. Christian Wood has been a great fit. The only
Yeah.
thing that I find it funny is that whenever I think of who will be the best star to put next to Luca, I blank. I don't even know who to like think about. I don't know if you have anybody in mind. The only player that I think about a little bit is like an Anthony Davis type player.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Anybody else that you can think about?
And I think definitely like an AD type player because you don't want to put a guard next to him. I think if you're really good, if you're gonna play him as a point guard, which you probably should, you can really put a good defensive 3-and-D player next to him. I think Reggie Bullock is nice for that. And you got um, Dodo, right? Isn't that what they call
Yeah,
what's his
something
name?
like that. Dorian Finney-Smith.
Dorian, yeah. So then you got Doe, and then I feel like you can put a star player next to him. I think it has to be an Anthony Davis type, like a big man. I can't really. A lot of people have been saying Jokic, for a while, but I think it's just mostly because they're like, they have similar play styles and they're both like European.
Yeah, if you put
But
Jokic, you're getting the same thing twice, kind of.
yeah. So I don't know. That's interesting. I would say try to put a player that's a bit of the opposite of Luka. A really athletic, big. I would say would be incredible, especially since he's such a good passer.
Yeah, and I could even see maybe like a Kyrie. I know you said that not a guard, but Jalen
Mm-hmm.
Brunson and him work well together.
Yep.
So the same way Kyrie worked with LeBron, I know Lucas a bit more ball dominant than LeBron, but just having somebody there can just get the ball and score, not even really think about passing. I don't think that'd be bad
Yeah.
either.
You
But
put
yeah,
that as maybe Tatum. Not just thinking
I
off
was,
this.
I was saying about that. I was thinking about Tatum. That dude, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
That's probably never gonna happen, but dream scenario right there.
You already know Laker fans are saying, guys, in the future, Luka and Tatum, they're gonna come to LA. I'm like, bro, relax.
Nah, but those are the Lakers fans that are annoying. We're not like that. Yeah, we dream sometimes, but when we talk about like dream scenarios, we know we're like capping. We're just being off.
Yeah. And then and then the other guy that I want to talk about is Giannis. I think for me right now, he's probably the front runner. His
100%.
team is 9-0. Well, 9-1. They just lost to the Hawks. He's putting up 32. It was 32, 12, and 5. That's incredible numbers. They're missing their second best player, arguably. And they have the best record in the NBA. and they're playing incredible. Their defense is incredible. I think Mike Budenholzer. I think something that I noticed that I heard that he's been doing now. He's been actually attacking shooters. You know, back then the game plan was to literally just let shooters shoot, and that's the reason why they lost a lot because they would lose against good 3-point shooting teams. But now they're actually contesting against shooters. I mean, I think that team is so well rounded. The bench is good. The starting lineup is great. You know, you got players that fit around Giannis perfectly. So I think that team is just built to win. You know.
Definitely, definitely. That team is a good example of consistency, having the same players kind of like back to back for multiple years, how that helps. And I'm actually happy for Mike Budenholzer because I remember after they lost to the Heat in 2020, people were saying fire him. You know, and now like you never hear that because the won a championship and asked you to play good and now they're playing good again. It seems like he was able to figure out, which is good because it was like a simple problem. Like the thing about the 3-point shooters, yeah, you guard the paint, but nowadays you can't just leave 3-point shooters open. So honestly, if I had to make a prediction right now, I would say the Bucks. I'll pick the Bucks to win the championship. I believe they can beat the Warriors in the finals. That was with the Celtics last year, and they literally didn't have Chris Middleton, like Ale was saying. So man, Giannis has just made these performances normal. Like this is insane the way he's playing. He might win another MVP, which will be his third
Yeah.
already. So who knows? He might like if he wins this year and then he might not be five. Giannis is another player that can end up like top five, maybe if he gets more rings. Why not?
You know, it's interesting because you said the thing about they might be the Warriors. No, I think they will for sure be the Warriors. I mean, this Warriors team looks they. I feel like they lost a big part of their identity, especially their defensive identity. I think the problem with the West in general, I would say that the West is having a lot of problems because a lot of the teams that you would think were contenders are not really contending. Like the Clippers have been underwhelming. The Warriors have been extremely underwhelming. I think the Bucks' biggest challenge is probably like an Eastern Conference team. Maybe it will be the Cavaliers, but I think the Cavaliers are a little young right now. I think they need 1 or 2 more years. I know they're doing super
Celtics
well.
too. Celtics too, obviously.
Oh yeah, the Celtics too. Um, but I've never really loved that Celtics team. I think that they're missing a lot of depth, in my opinion. Um, I think they need some better depth in the bench. But Cavalier wise, I just feel like the Cavaliers are either missing another player or I think they're just a little young right now. You know what I'm saying? But who knows? To be honest, look, the Warriors last year won one superstar and a bunch of role players. So let's keep it a buck. Draymond Green,
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins, they were all role players. And Klay Thompson, I mean, Klay Thompson's a role player right now. Even Jordan Poole, he's a role player. He's like a Jamal Crawford. Obviously better than Jamal Crawford, but he's a Jamal Crawford type role player. He just comes out the bench and scores. And I feel like maybe that's the way to win now. And you see a team like the Cavs are so complete. I see that team and I'm like, wow. But I would definitely love a player that's a little bit like, for example, if Isaac Okoro was a bit better, I think that I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like if Isaac Okoro played a bit better, like I feel like that team would be even better because then you can have Karis LeVert scoring off the bench, and then you can have a really well-rounded starting lineup. Because I feel like those three guards aren't the best defenders. You're asking Karis LeVert to defend, people like LeBron and KD, and I don't think you want that. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, you would. I feel like you would ask can Isaac Okoro, and he can do it. But of course, the problem with that is that he sucks offensively. So it's a little bit of that's why I'm saying that team is a little bit is missing a little bit. But Mitchell's definitely looking like an MVP candidate himself, and so is Jason Tatum.
Definitely, definitely. It's funny because I was thinking about it right now. I feel like a full video can be made about the East versus the West. Because if you look at the stands of the East, the people at the top are the people you would expect for the most part. And then you look at the
Yeah,
West, and it's just all over the place. Like Portland up there, the Jazz up there, the Warriors down there, the Lakers. Let's not even talk about that. The Clippers are not even playing good because Kawhi hasn't came back. So it just feels like the West is all over the place. And the East, like you said, if the you could probably pick more contenders from the East right now because obviously we're not thinking that the Blazers or the Jazz are going to win the championship. They're like 1 and 2 in the West. So yeah, but like you were saying, Donovan Mitchell, he has impressed me. I mean, I should have expected it, but I
yeah,
was I was questioning like, oh, like how much does this trade really push them forward? But it definitely has. Donovan Mitchell's playing better than ever right now, and it makes sense because in the Jazz he has so much offensive responsibility, and now he has better offensive players. He has never had a player next to him as good as even like there's Garland, best guard he has ever played with. So now it's just they're playing amazing. They're probably the best backcourt in the NBA right now. Like I
yeah.
haven't thought about it too much, but just thinking about it on top of my head, I think definitely. And Tatum just keeps getting better. Tatum's a two-way player, like insane scorer. Just he's getting better, better dribbler, better everything. Tatum's a great player, no question about it. But yeah, I thinking about anybody else at the top of my head, I don't really have any other like MVP candidate besides those main four that I can think of at the
No,
moment.
Dame, when the season started, maybe Steph, but Steph just dropped 47, but his team's losing. So it's
Yeah,
like, can you even say Steph? Stuff like that. I would have loved for AD to be an MVP candidate. I just feel like he's not doing enough. But let's not talk too much about the Lakers. I feel like we can do a million videos about the Lakers.
yeah, yeah. Let's give the Lakers a rest for now. But yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it. We just wanted to come in here, do some quick MVP conversation, and soon we're gonna make some more videos talking about more situations like the Nets situation that definitely should be talked about. KD, somebody that could be an MVP candidate if the Nets were winning, about they've been super up and down, just like the Lakers. And
Yeah,
yeah, we might also do a video about the West versus the East and just our predictions for like teams that are gonna be good and our reactions to teams like the Jazz being so good out of nowhere. So anything
yeah.
else you want to say before we end the video?
No, that's basically it.
So yeah, that's it for this one. I want to check you guys out next time.
All right, peace out.